What's in the big box? Well, if you have one, if you need one, grab yourself a cup of coffee, hit the pause button, come on back, and we'll open this up. If you're ready, let's do it now. This is an ice shanty, or an ice shelter, whichever you call it. Extra large. It's a double hub pop-up shelter from the company Deerfamy. And we're going to do an unboxing today. We're going to check it out together. It's an insulated model, and we'll see what this thing is. So stick around. Okay, this is the Deerfamy 8-person 401 red model. Careful when you cut into things like this that you're not cutting into your product. It is right at the top there with no protection. Okay, oh, first glance, it's in a bag. There's the bag. It's a normal, lightweight, plasticky type, waterproof type material. Easy zipper, double zipper. Deerfamy logo here, and it's all inside this bag. So let's see what we got here. Insulated material. This is a cotton filled. I don't expect this to be as thick as some of the name brand shelters. You're talking, this is nice right here, half the price for equal size name brand. See, it's got a little bit of weight to it, but for the size, you can expect that. They all weigh a lot. A bag of steaks in here, and there's some directions inside, but it's not my first rodeo. We'll get that stuff out of the way. And I've never done actually a double hub, but I've owned several single hubs from different manufacturers, so pretty much the same, I believe. The first time is always the toughest, and of course, usually when you're using a shanty this big, you're going to, okay, there's the roof. You're going to have more than one person setting it up. The first thing I usually do is pop up the roof, and there's two sides here to the roof, so open those up. There we go. And you work your way around. They pull out pretty decent. The material, just setting it up right now, is pretty good quality thickness. It's definitely better than an uninsulated type material, but it's a little bit thinner than the big name model ice shelters that are insulated, like Eskimo or Otter, Fable. But price point, I think if you're going to use this thing a few times a year, a dozen times a year, you might be golden. Zippers are nice. They're no name, which to be expected, but I'll tell you, they're very smooth, and they have these nice little rain flaps here, or drip flaps. There's a little bit of loose thread. Doesn't look structural. A couple spots right there. I just seen one. That's it so far. It's probably where they ran out of thread and re-spooled and sewed back over. That's as far down as that one goes. The Velcro closure is on the door, as usual. Reinforced on all the edges where the poles are. That's good. There's some reflective tape here, reinforced here. Every one of the pullouts has these straps so that you can, I like to take some extra rope, and if the wind's blowing this way, I'll anchor these out, because the last thing you want is these things to blow in a high wind and whap you in the head. Has some good vents here with a Velcro stay. fold down. They don't, yeah, they do Velcro down too closed. You can close them off, but if you're running something like a buddy heater, you're going to want to keep them open. Looks like there's one on every side, so there's 4 vents in this whole thing, which is pretty good. You could close off 2, I suppose, if you wanted to. Looks like all the windows are on the inside. 2 small windows here and 2 on the other side. Let's take a walk around. Come on with me. So this thing is very roomy. I am 6'2". I'm not crouching down with a hat on. I just barely touch this one rib right there, that seam where the 2 hubs connect. The vents have screens in them, which are nice. You're not gonna let bugs in. You don't have bugs in your ice fishing. If you do, you're not where I am. The windows, they looks like they roll up here, and you got the stay, like like a lot of tent windows have. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like the idea of if they were hooked up here with Velcro and they just drop down and hang. Gravity would let them hang down below the window. That way you're not losing that little bit right there to look out, and you don't need to fiddle around with those stays. So that is something that, I mean, it's not a deal breaker for buying a thing or using it, but I think they could redesign that if they come out with a newer model. Guys, just sew that window down here, put Velcro on the top, you just rip it and it just kind of hangs there. And when you want to close it up, you hook it on a Velcro. That's how most other shanties that I have work. The windows aren't huge, and there is only 4 windows. And testing from here, if I'm sitting on a chair and my tip-ups are within pretty close distance, I'm not going to see them, and that is a problem with a lot of the imported ice shanties that you find online. I don't know why. New York State, we can use 7 tip-ups on most of the lakes that we're on, so we use a lot of tip-ups. We're not jigging, we're jigging, but we're using a lot of tip-ups. So to be able to sit in your chair and just look out the window without getting up is a huge plus for me. If the windows were here, I would love it better, but it's not a deal breaker. This shanty, this ice shelter, there's a net here too. This shelter here, pretty cool. Okay, so this net comes out. I'm mainly going to use this, it's got clips that just clip on that bar, and I don't think you need to take this off every time. Once you clip it up here, you can leave it up here when you put it away. So that's cool. You got a storage net right here, and I don't think you can move that. No, it's sewn on that side, so it always stays by the door, which is cool. You put your gloves and stuff there. Like I was saying, this shanty here, I'm going to use mainly when I have a group of friends out on a very cold day. There's 4 storage pockets all the way around, these mesh pockets, 2 there, 2 in the front here, or not necessarily the front, because there is a door on this side as well. So right there, so we have 2 doors, mesh pockets, windows. See, they use Velcro here. All you do is put the Velcro there, but that's what it is. And I will leave them there because I'm going to mainly use this thing for groups of people and overnight ice camping, which the insulation is a big plus. Guess what, guys? Now that I let a little more light in here, it's actually a flip of the opposite side, so everything on that side you have on this side, which means you have another mesh storage thing in the ceiling here, which is really cool to have 2 of these, 1 at each side. Those are great. Like I said, just put gloves in, throw your gloves there. The heat rises, they're going to stay drier up top than on the ground on the ice. You got to run outside quick, they're right there by the door, you grab them and go. So I like that. The hub itself, the mechanics, I mean, they're tight. They're tight. Definitely tight. I don't think you'll have a problem unless you got some big winds. And like I said, this thing gets anchored down. And like I said, the wind's coming this way. I anchor those hubs out. These things, these hubs, I anchor them out to where the wind's coming, blowing towards the shanty. Stakeout sections. Each of the 4 corners has these brass grommets. Not terribly heavy duty brass grommets. Not impressed with those. There is a reinforced strap here, which is good just because this is just thin, like temp material. So you're basically all your strength is in that strap right there, and that looks like it's sewed on good. But I'm never impressed with these grommets, just because you get enough wind, they kind of work, and that grommet tears out. Once that tears out, then you're on fabric. I have re-grommeted some other shanties in the past where they've done that, and I've even ended up putting a whole new strip in before with a piece of ratchet strap that I had left over to just cut the strapping. But they lasted for years on the other ones, and I don't expect these to fail anytime sooner. Inside the bag, you have plenty of tie-out stakes. There's a big pile of these, so these are what are gonna go in there, and you crank them in the ice, obviously. And also in the bag, I like the bag. It's pretty heavy duty, water resistant heavy bag. It's actually heavier than this. I wish they used that material down here, but it is what it is. Looks like we have we got some hanger hooks which will hang inside to hang gear up on the posts inside. I don't think I want to leave them in just because of the sharp points there, but these would be great to have in the bag if you want to hang some stuff. You pop them on, hang some stuff, hang your coat up, whatever you want to do. Also plenty of cordage with the adjusters to tie out those hubs to the ice, like I mentioned, which you want to do when it's windy, or just to preserve your noggin when that side blows in. So overall, got a whole bag of stuff there, and I like how it's in this nice Velcro pouch, so you're not losing stuff on the ice when that gets thrown around. So that's pretty decent. Let's pack this thing up. Now, let's see how she goes in the bag. Sometimes they're a lot of fun, sometimes they're no fun. Cinch strap is always a big plus, but not always needed. Worse. Just getting it all lined up. And as time goes on, these things generally aren't so stiff. Forgot my bag though. No big deal, it'll fit right here at the end. Perfect. So, overall impressions, yeah, the bag could be a little bit bigger. The grommet area could use a little bit of work. The windows could open like the other way I said. But once again, for the price point, for what it is, a big shelter. It's 40 pounds, I believe. You're not going to walk miles with it, but generally you throw it in a jet sled or on the back of your ATV, UTV, whatever. In my case, track sled. Yeah, I like it. For the price, absolutely. I'm going to drop a link down in the description. I may be getting a promo code, so if I have that, it'll be with the link. and check it out. They have other sizes as well, which I assume the quality is pretty much the same thing, just different size. So, Deerfamy. These guys sent this out for review. I did get this product free of charge, and my link at the bottom is an affiliate link, so anytime you purchase through an affiliate link, you're helping to support the channel. So I appreciate it, and as always, like this video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks guys, see you on the ice.